Hey guys, welcome back to Mo's Game Table. Today we're going to take a look inside Poland Strikes Platoon Combat in World War IV. This is a game from Tiny Battles Publishing, designed by Mark Walker, and this is the next in the line. There's several of these games from Tiny Battles. I've got 2 or 3 of them. I think I have Platoon Commander Korea as well as Sticks and Stones, which I'd gotten a while back. Pretty small. Simple to get to the table games, but a lot of fun. And I enjoy the fact that there's also, it's card assisted, so there's a deck of cards, a small deck of cards, and in that deck you are going to have different assets that you'll draw randomly, and you'll play them randomly as well. There'll be different things like maybe artillery, air support, maybe blocking the player from using one of their cards, things like that. But the situation here is during a World War III/World War IV situation. The USSR is back in play, and they are, their attention is completely taken over by the Western forces. While that's happening, Poland has a settle to score with Hungary after years of tensions escalating across the border, and this is when Poland strikes Hungary, and that's what this one's about here. Let's take a look inside the bag and see what you get. This is a Ziploc only game, so when you get it, it will be in Ziploc format. And we've got, just dump it all out here. We've got our rule book, which we'll come back to. We've got our cards that I talked about being a card assisted game. And then on each card you've got Hungary and you've got Polish options, events for either side. So they're dual use cards. You've got your map, which is drawn up by Ilya Kudryashov, which everybody is familiar with Ilya's work and knows how good it is. That's a look at the map there, and this also shows you the format of the game. It's a very small footprint, pretty easy to throw down on a table if you want to knock out a game in 30 minutes or an hour. This is the type of game that'll do it for you. And you have your Polish and Hungarian forces. You've also got some admin counters, rec counters down here as well. ECM, you got your turn counter there, and reroll markers for some of your units that you can use, leaders that you can use, things like that in the course of the game. Then we have our terrain effects chart, which goes over the different types of terrain on the map and whether it's blocking or not, and then movement for leg and armored fighting vehicles, and then the column shifts for leg and armored fighting vehicles as well. And then some explanations down here, a little bit more about line of sight, things like that for the game. And then we've got our fire results table, range color explanation, and the close assault table. Range is change based on the color bands here on the range color chart, and then each unit has range is assigned to them. I should say range colors assigned to them, like yellow, red, black, things like that. That tells you what their ranges are, and here it explains short range, normal, long range, and then any notes associated with it. And we've got our rule book, which is, like I said, pretty short, only 13 pages, but the rules themselves go from page 2 to page 10, so an 8-page rule book, pretty easy to digest, and there are 3 scenarios in it. There's 861, scenario 2 is a slower war, and scenario 3 is the hammer. And for owners of any of the older games that did not have the 1.5 rules, the changes are in red. So if you don't see it in red, it's what was existing before. You've got your general concepts explaining stacking and focus marker, aid marker. That's where we've got some changes. And then aid and focus phase, as well as unit types over here. There's some red text for changes. We've got our fire combat explanation, opportunity fire, wire-guided missiles, results of combat, moving fire, flanking fire, multiple attacking units, how movement's handled, and transporting and loading and unloading units, leg units firing from transports as targets, minimum movement rule, and then a line of sight explanation with some illustrated examples, which I always talk about. And we've got fire support here. And then we get into the credits and we get to the module-specific rules and the different scenarios in the game. And that's it. Pretty short, pretty sweet, pretty easy game to get to the table. Let me open these cards up so we can take a look at some of these cards. Depending on, I think in the scenarios it has them listed out what the draw is for the yeah, like for example here, scenario 3, it says 3 at the start, 1 per turn beginning on turn 2. So that'll tell you, each scenario tells you how many of these cards you'll draw, and like I showed before, these are all double use cards. So you're not going to end up with a dead hand, meaning you're not going to end up with an opponent's card. You're going to always have a card that you can use. And although it's card assisted, some people may think it doesn't work that well solitaire, but it does, because it's like anything else. You play honest with yourself, and you look at what's best when you're wearing the hat of that commander. On the Polish side or on the Hungarian side, you're going to want to, hey, you know what? I'm going to suck him in here, pull him in, and I'm going to use this card. And then you even though you know that you've got a bad card that you're going to face, you've got to think, okay, well, the Polish commander is thinking Hungarians don't have anything, so they're going to go in there. Or maybe he'll think, hey, I need to be a little more cautious and try to do things, but just play honest with yourself. You'll have a good time with it. Here's an example of some of the cards. It says, remember Budapest, shift close assault odds, right 1 column, op fire, conduct opportunity fire, marker status is unchanged. We've got from the hip, select a hex of leg units, all may fire after moving, shift FRT 1 column left. And then you've got +4 firepower for fire support for the Polish. And then you've got one here, conduct opportunity fire for the Hungarians, marker status is unchanged, kind of similar to the first card we looked at for the Polish. And then it says subtract 1 from rally attempt die roll, play before the roll. And we've got a whole bunch of others. We got chemical weapons in here. It says attack target hex with a 16 firepower attack and 6 surrounding at 12 firepower as per 8.0 in the rules. Raise Polish morale by 1 for the remainder of the scenario. The Polish, on the other hand, have a faulty ammunition. Play after an attack is declared on an AFV, but before it is resolved, adjust the odds 1 column left. So there's some of the cards, an example of some of the cards that you're going to get in the game and how they're going to affect gameplay. But like I said before, if you've not played these are pretty fast-moving games. They're pretty fun, pretty simple, and it makes it easy to just throw it down on the table, look through the rule book, understand it, and get to playing pretty quick. And like I said, a lot of fun. One of the things that I did notice in this version, as opposed to the Sticks and Stones that I got originally, is the map quality is better. The paper is a little bit thicker than the original one. The original one was fairly thin, to the point where when I was playing it, I was afraid of, and that's the same with the rule book too, I was afraid of tearing it because it was very thin paper, but that seems to have been upgraded. The counters are still kind of a little, there's a little problematic here because there's some separation that I'm seeing, and I've had this before with these Tiny Battles games where the glue doesn't, seem to set very, very well, and it doesn't look like it's affected the counters, but the sides of the tray you can see, or the tree you can see here, did not set fully, but it looks like the counters should be okay at this point. But that's something to bear in mind, that it's kind of they're kind of a little thin, and also have a little bit of a sticky residue to them. But other than that, though, good enough to play and have some fun with. But that is a look inside Poland Strikes from Tiny Battles Publishing, designed by Mark Walker, and it is available now. And if you're interested, go over to Tiny Battle Publishing and check it out, or Flying Pig Games, I believe, is their website, and check them out. And go ahead and place an order. Tell them Mo sent you. If you have any comments or questions, post them down below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.